Hi, I'm Vince Jenkins of After Midnight Trucking. We're here at Trucking for Kids. This is my 35th year probably being here for Trucking for Kids. We're here in Irwindale, California. Basically what you see here, I drive a 2014 Peterbilt 389 300-inch wheelbase. It's got a 550 Cummins in it, 2050 torque. It has a 18-speed 2050 torque as well. It's 300-inch wheelbase, 321 gears. I got small rubber on it, 300-inch wheelbase. It's basically a factory color, blue and black. It has the factory air ride in the front. It has the Dynaflex stacks on it. It also has the Hogue-built fenders on it. I have a 2016 Landoll 440A model Landoll trailer. Fully hydraulic. It was bought from Landoll, brand new by myself.
And what do you do with it?
Well, basically what I do for about the last 14 years, I've hauled for a company called Value Truck Manufacturer. Basically, they manufacture high quality water trucks and dump trucks for different rental yards. They've been in business since I think it was 1954, 1960. They've been in business. And I've been hauling all their stuff. And what I basically do is I haul all the different rental yards and deliver their trucks. That's basically what I do.
Okay.
Pretty good gig.
So tell me about the history of you driving and whatnot. And because you mentioned that you're also a firefighter. So I want to talk about that as well.
Well, basically, I started trucking when I was 16 years old. Basically born and raised in the city of LA, South LA to be exact. I started out being a fireman at 19 years old. I always had a truck. My first truck was a 1969 Peterbilt that I acquired from my brother-in-law. And then from that point on, I started buying new trucks. I built a couple glider trucks as well. You know, I had a 1996 Peterbilt glider kit that I took an old motor out and put in something else. I did that for a little while, did a few gliders. And then I just started buying turnkey trucks from Rush Truck Center. My salesman over there is really good, really knowledgeable on putting trucks together. Got with him. This is my fourth truck that I built with him. I'm probably going to build another one in the next couple of years, but for right now, this is the one I use. The Landoll trailer you see here, it's only a couple of years old, but the trailer I use the most, it's a 2011 Chaparral trailer. It's a 3-axle, and basically all I haul is water trucks and dump trucks on it.
That's awesome. So where do you go? You come from here in LA, and where do you go?
Well, I pick up in Landoll, California, and they run me all to the rental yards here in Southern California. They have a plant in Graham, so sometime I transfer product from Landoll, California to Graham, Texas. Sometime they'll load me out of Graham with water trucks, and I'll take them to the East Coast. I'll go to North Carolina, I'll go to Kentucky, I'll go to Texas, Louisiana, wherever they send me, where the water trucks go, where all the rental yards are, that's basically where I go.
Awesome. Well, the truck is pretty meticulous. I took a walk around it beforehand, and I like how there's a lot of detail that's carried through. Of course, a guy that is that builds a truck, he's looking to tie things together. So tell me why blue, why After Midnight, and tell me about some of the things that went into the color in the
Well, basically blue has always been my favorite color. Every single truck that I've had has been pretty much a solid blue, but I kind of like the accent where you kind of have the blue and the black that kind of ties in with pretty much everything else. Just like the def tank, we got the def tank head. I like having the tanks where they're already painted. The frame itself, it all got painted at one of the shops I go to here in Riverside called the Hydraulic Shop. They do all my painting. We mounted the fenders on. I got genuine Hogue-built fenders on the truck. And I always like to use nice rubber. You know, I got Bridgestones on here and all the other stuff. I elected, instead of me having that umbilical cord running from here to the front, it's always a cleaner look to actually have the air lines and or the hydraulic lines, we replumbed them so they actually run down the bottom of the trailer, and it kind of keeps that deck plate up there pretty clean. You know, along with the aluminum fifth wheel that Holland makes, you know, took that off. Guys over at Calivas polished that all up for me. They did all my wheels here just recently, and everything pretty much a custom deal for the most part. Like with the trailer itself, instead of having just a regular Brady winch, I got a Warren winch. It's a 2-speed, heavy-duty winch. Got planetary gears in it versus a regular worm drive gear, which gives you that extra strong and ability power to to pull some of the trucks that don't run up inside the trailer.
All right, so you mentioned that you're a firefighter, or you retired?
Yeah, I just retired. I did 35 years, actually 34 and a half years as an LA City fireman. My job there was an apparatus operator. I either drove the ladder truck or I drove the record truck. I worked in South LA. I worked in America Mile, just different places. I've always been involved with rigs, even specking fire trucks and even specking some of the apparatus that we have in the department. So after 34 and a half, 35 years, I finally decided, you know what, it's time for me to just go back and just do full trucking. After a while, you get kind of tired, you get kind of beat up, going to roofs, cutting people out of cars and doing all that stuff for the many years I've done. So now I'm just really looking forward to just doing the trucking industry.
That's awesome. Now, I'm going to ask you, we're going to switch some gears here. There's the move over law that is applicable, and I think in many states now. Being a firefighter at the time, tell me about some of those things that you always had to be careful of. You're watching your six and stuff like that. Why is the move over law something that's important?
That's a real good question. The move over law has always been something that I've always done, even before it was a law here in California and throughout the nation. The move over law to me, being a fireman, being on the side of the road working, whether you're putting out a car fire, trying to put somebody out of a car, cut somebody out of a car, it's been that deal where people ride right alongside you and they're trying to take pictures and look and see what's going on. And in retrospect, they should be moving over, giving you some room. We had quite a few incidents down south where we'd be going to a fire, have the rig parked, and guys would kind of get tunnel vision and veer off and hit the rig. Every time I used to park the rig on the fire department, I always try to position the rig where I'm protecting the guys. So the move over law for me, I've always done it myself. Whether it's, they say move over one lane, move over two lanes, shit, I'll give them three. I don't want to hurt the guys that are out there actually. And that goes not just for emergency responders, it goes true for the Caltrans workers, the orange cone, the safe zone. Guys need to move over, learn how to move over, and give those guys room to work.
Right. And I will have to say on camera that, I left Florida, went up to Missouri for the Guilty by Association truck show, made my way out here to California. 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, I would not see people moving over. This trip, plenty of people, four-wheelers and guys, you're driving fleet trucks, everybody were moving. So I'm like, man, maybe this thing is kind of catching on. I felt really good that people are actually paying attention.
I think the biggest thing with that has been the billboard signs. A lot of billboard signs you're starting to see now that says move over for the slow zone. If people would take the time and look at what's going on around them, people want to go home to their family. Whether you're a first responder, Caltrans worker, fireman, whatever. You could be broke down on the side of the road. I always I see a rig with flashers on, you got to move over. Don't wait till the last minute to move over. Give yourself plenty of time to move over so you don't hinder the person on the side of the road.
Awesome.
That's kind of what I think about it.
Awesome. Now, thanks for sharing that. What else on this truck is a favorite of yours that you really, really love about it?
I think there's nothing really favorite about it, really. I mean, I've always loved the Holt-built fenders, the clean look of that. I've always liked the clean look of not having that umbilical cord going to the deal. I've always liked the blended colors where you got either straight blue or you got the blue and black where everything kind of matches and kind of goes in. The aluminum wheels, the profile basically of a Peterbilt is always something I've liked. I've always owned Peterbilts. I will continue to own Peterbilts. And it's always been kind of a favorite truck of mine.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, it really does look great. Oh, you know what? You got to take a peek on the inside. We got to give the viewers a peek on the inside.
Okay, we'll open the door here. Like I say, it's pretty much factory stock, It's got all the gauges. I'm not a navigation system kind of guy. So, I got the regular stock gauges in the middle. I got 15 gauges on the deal. I got all the rocker switches and all that stuff. I got the custom steering wheel. I got the good old E-log up there in the windshield. I got the old train horn valve built here. Seats all custom. Got kind of the blue accent in the seats. I got my logo inside that's been stitched into the headrest there on the top side of the seats. Put the seats on the floor, took the base basically off, so the seats kind of go on the floor. You kind of like sitting on the floor, not so high.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Well, Ian, tell us your name, where you're from, and everything else, so we know where to look for you at the next show.
Yeah, my name is Vincent Jenkins, and I run a company called After Midnight Trucking, and I'm out of Ontario, California, and this is what I do, and this is what I love.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking some time to talk to us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate what you do.